How you doing? So how is my first week new account challenge going? So so what have I done the first 7 days? So let's take a look at my title. So I became a challenger in day two. It's really not that hard. You can do it in less than an hour. Becoming a contender in day six, so it's definitely a little bit harder to become a contender. I feel like that's how the game will progress. And I don't know if Kabam knows that or not, but it feels like the higher the level you go, the longer or the harder it takes. And keep in mind, if you're starting at summoner level, which is the first level, right? That's the titles. Summoner level. That's the first title, right? There's 10 titles to make it to Valiant. 10, and it feels like it's getting harder and harder to move on a next level. So I don't even know how a new player can do this. If especially being a free to play, I want to be like one very important reminder. I want this to be as realistic as possible. It's not one of those you see on YouTube, and really these are just like what you see in social media versus like what you see in real life. What you see in social media versus what you see in real life are totally different things. And I feel like that's the way the game is. In my opinion, when you see other YouTubers doing this account challenge, I was actually watching account Legacy do it. Well, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I've seen part of it. He became Thronebreaker in 8 days. That is crazy. Thronebreaker in 8 days, man. I'll be lucky to do it in 8 weeks. To be fair, I'll be actually playing less in 8 weeks that he's done in 8 days because I'm only playing an average of 30 minutes a day to keep it more realistic for the new player. I really think in 8 months, I think it's definitely possible to become a Thronebreaker by then. I will have the gifting event, so I have all the 6 stars I need. Hopefully, I can take down the Grandmaster, whoever I used, and probably even just 5 star. I'm not really sure yet, but we'll see how it turns out. I know what is that, the Grandmaster? That's really the hard part, I think, to become Thronebreaker because I spend a lot of units on that. I actually challenged Brian Grant. I told him I was gonna give him $1,000 to become Thronebreaker in 1 week. Like, and this was like at least 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago. So the story is like 3.5 years ago, he wanted to do a challenge as a free to play to become Cavalier in a week. I think he failed, and then he did it again. I don't know, 6 months later or something like that, maybe a year. Like he spent $100 to become Cavalier in 1 week, and he did it. But keep in mind, he spent $100 in 1 week to become Cavalier. You know, and this was like at least 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago. I told him like, there's no way he could be um, Thronebreaker in 1 week because I took me like 4 years to become Thronebreaker, and I spent at least 1,000, maybe close to $2,000 at that time. This was just during COVID. I was just staying at home, and it was hard. It was definitely hard. And now Legacy became Thronebreaker in pretty much the same time, like 8 days. I know the game has progressed. That's why I think it's somewhat realistic now to become Paragon in 1 year versus back then it was just unrealistic for like 99% of players, you know. So that's why I'm doing this challenge just to see if you're, as a new player, how the game has changed so much. At the same time, I want to be realistic, keeping it as realistic as possible, you know. So becoming Paragon in 1 year, I feel like it's in the reach, playing an average of 30 minutes a day. I know it's a little bit inaccurate because I'm an average player, not a beginner, but you know, and actually crazy. But if I play bad, the worse I play, the better it is because that the more accurate it is, the how a new player would play. But we'll see how it turns out. So that's it. First week, I pretty much 100% Act 1, Act 2. I'm about to Act 100% Act 3, and that's gonna make me I think become conqueror after that. So it's gonna definitely take me at least another 3 days. So it does feel like it's taking longer and longer to progress, and hoping to become proven, which is basically Act 4, completion of Act 4 in 1 month. That's the goal, to become proven in 1 month. And really, I think I should be able to become uncollected in 3 months, and to become, um, I don't know about Cavalier, but I'm trying to set a goal for Thronebreaker within 8 months. So that's it. That's my goal. That's the first week of a recap. Let's take a look at my champions. This champions. Where are my champions at? These are my champions. I don't really have any good champions. There's this calendar that I'm trying to get. Where's the calendar? So it looks like I can get a 5-star in day 31, and I'm definitely gonna be focusing on, depending who it is. If it's Hulk Buster, um, who else? Who I think that can be good. Black Panther is okay, but I don't really know how to use him that well. So really, it's mostly Hulk or Hulkbuster that I'm looking forward to. If I get any of those champions, especially Hulk, I'm gonna rank him rank him up as high as possible. This rank 3 to rank 4, I was hoping to give it to somebody better, but that might go to Toad. I don't really see any champion. Maybe a Hulk Immortal. Looks like Immortal Hulk is probably better. For this 3 to rank 4, yeah. So that's really it. That's my plan. So it is what it is. So there you go. Thank you.